Guys, Rodney Walker here of Grant Center USA. I'm excited to bring you some information to help you to get funded. I get a chance to talk to a lot of people that really want to get funded. And they approach me and say, hey, Rodney, help me to win some of these grants. And in the midst of trying to win grants, I recognize that there are a few things that they're missing that keeps them from actually winning grants. I'm going to share with you some of those things so that you and your organization won't get lost and really left behind and not get funded. I want to see you get funded. So if you're going to get funded, you have to be what I call 3D. Yes, not 1D, not 2D. You've got to be 3D. So what is this 3D thing, Rodney, that you're talking about? Well, I'll share it with you. The first D that you must be, and this is what a lot of people get stuck on, is they have what I call a desire. They desire to win a grant, but it stops there. And in addition to it stopping there, that desire is often very weak. It's almost like, hey, I wish I had a grant. And if you're going to really get funded, it has to grow beyond simply being just a small little desire. If you're going to really get funded, and if it's going to really move you in the direction of pursuing grants, that small desire is going to have to become a large desire where you strongly desire to make something happen. If you strongly desire to make it happen, then it'll happen. But if you keep a weak desire, my friend, you won't get funded. The second thing, if you are going to take this from just simply being a little weak desire and take it to the next level, what I call 2D, the next thing you're going to have to do is have, in addition to that desire, you're going to have to decide. You are going to have to decide, and your organization is going to have to decide that this is something important, and you're going to have to roll up your sleeves and turn that desire into a decision, and that decision is going to cause for you to take some action. Many organizations never actually make a decision to say, hey, we are going to get more funding, and this is the amount that we are going to seize. What happens is they stop on that 1D where it's just a desire, and like I said, who doesn't desire to have some grant funding? But if you take that desire and say, okay, great, we're going to leave out of the desire stage, we're going to make a decision that we're going to get funding, decide what the amount is, put it on paper, and then you and your organization begin to roll up your sleeves and say, this is what we're gonna do, and then do it. So what am I saying? I'm saying you have to be 3D and not 2D. Now, what's the third D? I'm gonna tell you. The third D that you have to get if you, my friend, are gonna really help to bring in funding for your organization and really turn this whole deal of simply wanting grants into something where you're gonna get grants, you have to go and make it what I call a desire. You have to desire to get funding. Yes, it begins with your organization starting out having an amount, exactly. And your organization has to determine what's the amount that it wants. And then you have to go from desire to making a decision to making a demand. Did you hear what I just said? You got to demand what you want. So it's not something weak. It's not something that's loose. It's a demand. Now let me talk to you for just a few minutes about this demand, because oftentimes we think that when someone says you got to make a demand, that you have to go to the funders, those who are giving out the money, and demand the money from them. That's not what I'm suggesting. What I'm suggesting is that the demand must first start with, can you guess? Yes, you. The first demand is a demand that you and your organization puts on itself. So you, as the executive director or as the grant professional, you make a demand on yourself. Hey, this is what's getting ready to happen. This is what we're going to do. And you make that demand on yourself as an organization. Then your organization rolls up your sleeves and you put in the work to get the knowledge, to get the information, to develop the relationships to do whatever you have to do to start securing the funding. Because grant money goes not where it is simply weakly desired. Grant funding, my friend, goes where there's a demand. And what I want to encourage you to do today as an organization is to start making some demands. If you have some strong demands that you put on yourself, my friend, trust me when I tell you that you can bring in more funding than you're bringing in right now. That's all the time I have for today. I hope this tip has been helpful for you. If you put into practice what I just said and become 3D, my friend, trust me when I tell you that more grant funding will come your way. So I want to encourage you to be brave, be bold. Yes, I want you to be brilliant and go take charge. All the best, and I'll see you soon.